On today's Eagle Angle, an unsung hero at Oklahoma Christian is recognized.
Andrew Cuomo finds himself in hot water.
And the Lady Eagles softball team travels out west.
All this and more on Eagle Angle. Hello and welcome to Eagle Angle, a student-produced newscast live from the campus of Oklahoma Christian University. I'm Elijah Johnson.
And I'm Elliot Moore. 2 weeks ago, the greater Oklahoma City area faced an unprecedented winter storm. The storm caused the area to face temperatures as low as -8 degrees. Due to the harsh temperatures, maintenance issues seemed to be a problem everywhere, from burst pipes to broken heaters. It seemed that many people could not catch a break. The Oklahoma Christian campus, however, seemed to survive the storm with minimal damage compared to the rest of the city. This is due to OC's physical plant director, Carrie Falling. Falling practically lived on campus over the week and responded to countless calls for maintenance. We had a chance to sit down with Falling, and here's what he had to say.
I was able to get here within 15-20 minutes, no traffic, but we would both, and Doug, he lives just over off of Kelly, so we were able to respond pretty quick. Most of the days I wouldn't leave work until 7:30, but then most of the time I get called back, so anyway, it was challenging, but I'm in contact with some of the other physical plant directors around the city, and I've listened to their horror stories about what they've had to experience. And in fact, we've had Integris on our campus doing COVID shots because their facility was down. And SNU actually came and played basketball on our facility because their facility was down. So all in all, I think we survived pretty well from what we had to deal with.
Oklahoma Christian will be holding a special event on March 8th and 9th for International Women's Day. The event will include a workshop with dinner and door prizes included. The workshop will host special guest Jess Connolly, author of You Are the Girl for the Job, Daring to Believe God Who Calls You. This event is sponsored by OC Women Who Lead.
As the second semester reaches its halfway mark, preparations for next year have already begun. One way this is taking place is by prepping who will take the SGA officer positions for next year. This will be decided by elections that will take place later in the semester. Filing for positions will open on March 8th. Open positions include president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. Students will run a campaign for their position over a certain period and will be voted on by their peers. If you are interested for running for a position, then pick up an application from the Student Life Office.
Starting tomorrow, Oklahoma Christian's music department will host their annual cabaret performance. The performance will take place on March 4th, 5th, and 6th at 7:30 in Ball Auditorium. This year's cabaret title, Reach Out to Broadway, and will be a tribute to the late beloved cabaret director Terry Atterbury, who passed away in December. The show will feature exclusively songs that were chosen by Atterbury. Tickets are $8 and will be available online or on show nights in the box office.
If you have any stories that you would like us to report on, please send an email to our producer at will.hadley@eagles.oc.edu. And now for our national news. Calls for Governor Andrew Cuomo to resign are growing louder after 3 women accused him of inappropriate sexual behavior. Questions about his fitness to serve are also reaching the White House. CNN's Athena Jones has the story.
Cracks in the support for New York Governor Andrew Cuomo deepening after 2 former aides accused him of sexual harassment and a third woman of an unwanted advance at a wedding reception in 2019. In a statement Sunday, before the third woman made her allegations public in the New York Times, Cuomo acknowledged some of his past comments may have been interpreted as an unwanted flirtation, but maintained that he never inappropriately touched anyone. Cuomo, who seized the spotlight with his coronavirus briefings throughout the pandemic, has yet to make a public appearance since the allegations surfaced. And Tuesday, both New York senators making strong statements about the accusations.
These women have to be listened to. I've always believed that sexual harassment is not acceptable, must not be tolerated. Look, the bottom line is, just let me say on this issue, I have a great deal of faith in the Attorney General's investigation.
Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, who in 2017 called for her colleague, then Minnesota Senator Al Franken, to resign before an investigation into sexual misconduct allegations was completed, initially dodged the question on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, I've already answered that one.
But later, writing in a statement, the behavior described in these allegations against Governor Cuomo is completely unacceptable, and every allegation of sexual harassment must be taken seriously and be reviewed. House Democratic leadership stopping short of calling for Cuomo to step down, after one Democratic lawmaker publicly called for him to resign.
These allegations are very serious. Now that the Attorney General has taken over the investigation, it will be fully independent and thorough, and I await the results of that investigation.
Now the White House facing renewed pressure to address the matter.
Vice President Kamala Harris was one of the most vocal critics of Justice Brett Kavanaugh, of Senator Al Franken, but she hasn't said anything about the three women who are accusing Governor Andrew Cuomo.
Let me reiterate that they both believe that every woman coming forward should be heard, should be treated with dignity and treated with respect.
At least 13 people were killed in a car accident Tuesday morning when an SUV was hit by a semi-truck in rural Southern California. Several people remain hospitalized. Camila Bernal is in El Centro, California, where authorities still have more questions than answers.
It would be premature of me to speculate on what happened at this collision. The important thing is that 13 people died in this crash.
Authorities towing away the Ford Expedition that was involved in a mass casualty accident Tuesday when it was struck by a semi-truck. They say this SUV that normally seats 8 passengers was packed with 25 people at the time of the crash.
There's not enough safety restraints to safely keep those people within the vehicle.
The California Highway Patrol does not know why there were so many people in the Expedition, but did say the seats in the back had been removed. All of those killed were in the SUV, including its driver. The driver of the semi-truck sustained moderate injuries.
Injuries ranging from fractures to head injuries, life-threatening head injuries, chest injuries.
Information as to where the SUV was headed has not been released, but the crash happening near the U.S.-Mexico border where many cross back and forth every day for work. The Mexican consulate said at least 10 of the victims were Mexican nationals. In El Centro, California, I'm Camila Bernal.
In March 2020, the coronavirus slowly began forcing people to stay home. One silver lining of the pandemic might surprise you. Karen Kafa has a story.
Thought the worst, which is, here's this uncertain time.
Julie Castle is the CEO of Best Friends Animal Society. They operate 7 regional programs around the country and have more than 3,200 rescue partners. Castle says when the pandemic hit, they were forced to think outside of the physical shelter space.
Virtual adoption, the foster-based programming, and really involving the community more in life-saving, rather than thinking about our work as a standalone thing.
Animal welfare groups knew that they would no longer be able to safely have their armies of volunteers come into their shelters every day. So they began the uncertain task of pushing to get animals into foster homes and holding virtual adoptions. As luck would have it, with people now working from home, activities being canceled, and kids moving to virtual classrooms, the opportunity to dedicate time to a homeless animal, as well as the desire for companionship, soared.
Within 1 week, we had over 1,100 animals in foster homes or adopted out, which was just amazing.
Lifeline Animal Project, which runs 2 county shelters, a private shelter, and several low-cost clinics in Atlanta, saw a 59% increase in animals going into foster homes in 2020. Without community support, they launched a group called Human Animal Support Services.
We believe that people shouldn't have to give up pets just because they've fallen on hard times.
While interest in animals has increased, fundraising to keep these rescues running has become a challenge. Ashley Kurtz, who runs the nonprofit Coco's Heart Dog Rescue in Wisconsin, says they've had to cancel all of their big fundraising events due to COVID.
We lost over $100,000 in revenue. Our adoption fees only cover so much.
So those events, too, have gone virtual.
I've just launched our virtual silent auction. And that's not something we had done prior to the pandemic.
While no one knows when things will truly go back to normal, these rescuers say their industry is forever changed and for the better.
If there was a silver lining to the pandemic, it was the increased interest in people opening up their hearts and their homes to dogs that needed help.
I'm Karen Kafa reporting.
That's all for your national news. Don't go anywhere because Daniel Hart is in the studio with your Eagle Angle weather report right after this break.
Why should young people care about the spread of coronavirus? Well, we know that people with underlying medical conditions over the age of 60 are at highest risk, but they've got to get it from somebody.
So we're asking everyone to be selfless for others so that we can protect those who are most susceptible.
Not going to bars, not going to restaurants. It all just means physical separation so that you have a space between you and others.
For more information on how you can social distance, please go to CORONAVIRUS.GOV.
You care for the house, the kids, and our future. My Shiro's day is never done. So let's save a little more now so we can create the retirement we want. A free 3-minute online chat can give us the personalized tips we need. Visit asiaretirement.org/Shiro.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Hey, Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
I'd love to, but I'm pretty busy with all this.
Yeah. Hey, let's meet our retirement coach, Avo. A is for taking action.
Not anxiety?
No, Kevin, you're gonna be fine.
You sing?
Barely. V is for variety.
And you dance?
Sort of. Come on. O is for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice.
Thanks.
Good day, Oklahoma. I'm Daniel Hart here with your Eagle Angle weather report. It is currently 72 degrees here in Edmond, Oklahoma. Let's take a look at what the weather around Oklahoma is like today. Ada was at 68 degrees. Durant was at 71. Ardmore was at 69. Oklahoma City Elk City, and Tulsa were all at 70 degrees. Ponca City and Guymon were at 71. And now for tonight's temperatures. Tonight it is going to be 51 degrees with some winds coming in from the south at 9 miles an hour, and humidity is going to be up at 60%. And this is what our weekend is going to look like. This weekend is going to be sunny with a low chance of rain, and it is going to be shorts weather, so make sure to bring those out. And finally, here's your 5-day forecast. Thursday, we're going to have some nice weather. It is going to be partly cloudy with a high of 69 degrees and a low of 47 degrees. Friday, we expect some morning showers with a high of 53 and a low of 38. Saturday is going to be sunny with a high of 63 and a low of 42. Sunday is going to be partly cloudy with a high of 64 and a low of 47. And then Monday is also going to be partly cloudy with a high of 69 and a low of 55 degrees. And that's all for your Eagle Angle weather report. Stay right there because JoJo Martinez is in the entertainment corner right after this break.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Yeah, Sam, Elmo. Oh, hey, Julia. Are you ready to play band with us? I'm going to play my clarinet.
And Elmo's going to play his drum.
Drum loud. Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
Mm-hmm. With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music.
Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life. Talk to your doctor about creating a plan that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Good evening and welcome to the Entertainment Corner. I'm JoJo Martinez. Solidifying itself as the longest running primetime scripted show in television history, Disney-owned company Fox has decided to renew The Simpsons. Since Disney's $72 billion deal with 20th Century Fox in 2019, The Simpsons have remained one of the company's most beloved, acclaimed, and profitable property. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the show will run for 2 more seasons, up to its 34th season in 2023. Additionally, Fox has also renewed other animated hits such as Bob's Burgers and Family Guy through the 2022-23 broadcast season. The show has come a great distance from its original airing in 1989 on The Tracy Ullman Show, and the momentum doesn't appear to be slowing down. In other news for Disney, the company continues battling California Governor Gavin Newsom over coronavirus restrictions in hopes that Disneyland's attendance will spike. Since Disneyland closed its gates on March 14, 2020, Disney has suffered billions of dollars in lost revenue. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the company lost $2.6 billion in the last quarter alone. California isn't dropping any COVID-19 restrictions, and the Anaheim-based park date of reopening remains uncertain. The park's closure has had a negative impact on the community, as Anaheim's unemployment rate fluctuates from 9 to 12%. That's around 15,000 people, and the city currently faces a $115 million budget deficit. Proposed legislations would allow the park to reopen under strict adherence to COVID prevention policies, but is not likely to pass. Fans of Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean have rallied together and collected over 500,000 signatures petitioning that acclaimed actor Johnny Depp be reinstated as his beloved character Jack Sparrow. Currently, Disney has no plans to incorporate Depp or his character in the multi-million-dollar franchise's next entry. Disney release of Depp is rooted in recent allegations of abuse from his ex-wife Amber Heard. Not only has Depp been dropped from a franchise many fans consider inseparable from him, but Warner Brothers reportedly asked Depp to leave the Fantastic Beasts franchise, in which he played the main antagonist. It remains to be seen whether or not Disney will act in the fans' best interest or attempt the impossible and create a Pirate of the Caribbean's film without the sappy, swashbuckling Jack Sparrow. That's all for today's Entertainment Corner. And now to Trinity Carpenter, who has our sports report. Trinity?
Oklahoma Christian played 2 games this week, both games being at home. The first game was on Sunday when they would take on Central Oklahoma. OC would fall behind early, losing their first 2 sets, but Oklahoma Christian would battle back, winning the next 2 sets to force a 5th and final set. OC, however, could not complete the comeback win as they would lose the final set 15-9. The Eagles would then play yesterday against Arkansas Fort Smith. Fort Smith would win the first set and continue their dominance, getting the sweep against OC. Oklahoma Christian's record is now 3-7 on the regular season, and their next is about to start within the next few minutes. The girls softball team entered this week as the 10th best team in the country for the first time in Division II era. But with that being said, OC would travel to Las Vegas this past week to take on the 11th best team in the country, Concordia Irving, in a 3-game series. In the first game of the series, Concordia would put up 6 runs in the 6th inning to help them pull away from Oklahoma Christian, giving them a 9-4 win. In the second game, Concordia would put up a total of 7 runs throughout the game, helping them hold off OC 7-4. In the final game of the series, it was more of a pitching duel as OC would score the first run of the game in the 5th inning and then go on to add 1 more run in the 7th inning, helping them come away with a 2-1 win over Concordia Irving. OC is now 8-2 to start the season, and they will be back in action on Friday when they will be on the road to start conference play against Lubbock Christian. The Lady Eagles would play 3 games this past week, needing only 1 win to secure a spot in the Lone Star Conference tournament. In their first game against St. Mary's, both teams would battle back and forth from double-digit deficits, making it come down to the last possession of the 4th quarter. On that possession, St. Mary's own Hannah Wilson would make a game-winning shot at the buzzer, help them get the 71-70 win over OC. The 2 teams would play again the very next night, with both teams trying to earn a spot in the conference tournament. In the first half, OC would take the lead in the 2nd quarter and head into halftime with a 4-point lead. Then in the third quarter, OC's defense would step up and help them increase their lead to 14 points and never look back, as they would go on to win 64-53 and clinch the 7th seed in the tournament. OC would then play the first round of the tournament yesterday, as they would have to play Texas A&M Commerce. Commerce would take the lead early and start to take control, as they would head into halftime with a 18-point lead. OC would fight in the second half to get back within 8, but it wasn't enough, as Texas A&M Commerce would win the game and end OC's season 77-63. We would like to say congratulations to a great season for the Lady Eagles. That'll do it for your Eagle Angle Sports Report. We'll be right back after this break.
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
breathe right into your foot,
your plumber's masseuse,
yes,
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
The semester is almost to its halfway point, and it seems like students' lives are more jam-packed than ever.
Whether it's spring sing, midterms, or rush taking up your time, make sure to leave time for your friends, family, and yourself.
So now on Eagle Angle, we would also like to take a moment to thank our advisor, David Journey, for helping us put together this newscast.
And that's all for tonight's Eagle Angle, where it's your campus,
your news.